1, 2, 3. Oh. All right. Can anyone hear me? Let's see. A thumbs up, a message. All right, there we go. We're live. So I'm taking over June's LinkedIn. In case you didn't notice, I'm not June. My name is Arnold Morales. I host a podcast called Non-Traditional College Success. It's about empowering non-traditional students and just sharing stories, career advice, anything that can help students that from a underrepresented background to talk. So today, taking over June's LinkedIn Live, and let's have June come in. June, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So June, for the people from my podcast that are listening in that don't know who June is, June, she's been a recruiter for Netflix, Wish, Tesla, and Google. And she also has like this LinkedIn content, like this LinkedIn Live, a lot of cool stuff and great energy. I love seeing June's videos. June, you want anything that I'm missing?
I'll do a quick intro. And okay, just making sure my camera looks fine. Hello, everyone. I am June. Welcome. Wait, this is not my show. This is Arnold's show. Hello to everyone on your podcast listening. My name is June. I have spent the last 5-6 years building teams for the companies Arnold has mentioned. My blend of recruiting is tied in between agency, corporate, and tech. And I'm really excited to share whatever advice I can for your listeners today.
Definitely. And how this is going to work is I'm going to do it like if I was recording an episode just like normally. So I'll talk to June. I'll tell her what we're going to do. I'm going to record, going to ask her questions. And then the only part that's different is after we do a section, I'm going to ask questions to the audience in case anyone wants to ask any questions. So that's a new feature. We're going to add in that live portion to ask questions in the audience. Just to see like, where's everyone from? What cities are you guys from? I'm curious of that. Where are you from, June?
Oh, where am I from? I'm from the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. And excuse my, I'm just like, hold on. I am from San Francisco Bay Area in a city called Hayward, which is a city about like 40 minutes south of San Francisco. I'm close to San Jose, where one of our mutual connections, Stephen Lee, lives in, which is about 30 minutes south of me. So where do you live?
I live in Seattle. So I grew up in Indiana and moved to Seattle. Now I'm on the West Coast also. It feels kind of weird because most of my time in Seattle, I've been in lockdown. So, all right. I see that Dennis Edwards from Baltimore. I see Maria from Sacramento. All the way in Baltimore. Man, that's far away.
Yeah, how's the weather in Baltimore? I'm sorry. It's gonna be hard for me. It's gonna be hard for me not to respond to comments. So I'm gonna ignore everyone. So I'm not ignore, but this is a LinkedIn Live takeover from Arnold. So
Santa Ana, California. Okay, cool. So I guess let's just get into the episode and then we can have some question Q&A area. So June, usually what I do is first picture for LinkedIn stories. I guess we're live on LinkedIn, but still we'll get a picture for LinkedIn stories.
Oh, are you doing it right now?
Yeah.
Let's okay. Go. By the way, I loved your. Okay, smile.
1, 2, 3. What were you saying?
I love your setup. I'm so jealous.
I don't like it actually. I need to upgrade it, but okay, that's a whole nother topic that I could go into details. Okay, so the format is I'm going to introduce the episode. So I'll say like a quick 5 seconds. What are we talking about? I'll have this 5-second awkward pause, mostly to get the background noise so I can edit it out later. And after that, I'll introduce you to the podcast listeners, not people in the live right now. Then we'll have the Q&A. After that, I'll ask the audience for some questions. Then I'll stop that episode, and then we'll do another one, which we're going to do like 15-minute episodes. So the second one is going to be one is going to be salary negotiation, and the other one's going to be your plan of attack, like what is job search strategies. Let's see what else is on my checklist. So I got my little checklist here of things that I need to mention.
Yeah, you like took a screenshot and sent it to me. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was your notes. Okay, so I'll use your LinkedIn profile picture. And for those of you listening, this is exactly what I would do if I was recording for a podcast. Everything's like at 30 minutes. We'll use a video potentially for YouTube and hit record. I'm not recording, so I don't need to hit record. And if there's any mistakes or anything, everyone on the LinkedIn Live is going to see it. But on my podcast, I'll edit it out. All right, ready to go.
Like giving everyone like you're giving everyone like behind the scene VIP access to your podcast recording.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually even showed like my setup and everything on my LinkedIn profile. So make sure you go view that. All right. Ready, June?
Okay, I'm ready.
June, I see you keep on typing and looking at the comments. You need to focus. This is a podcast recording, June. This is not. See, we have a problem with June here. That's totally fine, June. It's totally fine.
Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna.
Degrees? It's hard. It's hard to not focus on the comments. I totally agree. 61 degrees. I am so jealous, Dennis Edwards.
I want to give a shout out to Jennifer, who's one of my clients. She just landed one of her. I shared her post the other day, or her recommendation. She landed 2 offers in less than a month, and a scholarship to get a Google IT certification. So shout out to Jennifer. Shout out to Danette Edwards too. That was on my live on Tuesday of this week. Hi, Liza. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying hello to everyone. So I'm all yours, Arnold.
June's taking over my takeover. All right, let's go into it. In today's episode, June and I are going to be talking about how to approach the job search, what to do, what's your plan of attack. June is currently a career coach. She's a LinkedIn content creator. She's recruited for companies like Tesla, Netflix, Wish, and Google. Welcome to today's show, June.
I am very happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. So we'll talk about June's content after we hit the questions, but I am recording this episode live on LinkedIn Live, so that's pretty cool. And I'm going to have June's LinkedIn and all her information in the description of this episode, so you can take a look at that. Going into salary negotiations. Oh, my bad. I'll edit that out. Plan of attack. So students searching for internships. Right now, it's crazy, COVID, everything. Usually a student, they will just get their resume, build it, see whatever they see on Canva or something like that, and then they will apply everywhere, apply to every company they see. What is your recommendation, June? How do we approach job searching?
Well, what I would tell my clients and even interns or new grads or college students is out there by applying for different positions and networking. You really need to narrow down your job search to specific industries, positions, because you don't want to go into any job search blindly without knowing what you want to do and what value and experience you could bring to a company. So the first step is, depending on what you're studying in college, whether it's engineering, whether it's marketing, whether it's communications, sales, business development, understand where you can apply your experience and your education to what roles. And then from there, and even maybe talk to your professors or classmates, do some research first, see what really interests you as far as positions and industries. And then from there, then you start building a job search. Does that make sense?
That does. So, okay, so we get our research, we think about the industry, we start, okay, so first we nail down industry. Okay, what do you want to do? What industry? What's your target goals? Okay, once you find those, what do you start doing? Do you start applying to every job that you find related to that online? You hit up career fairs? What's the best approach for early grad or students?
Before you start applying, you want to work on your resume. And I've actually worked with a few people that are like graduating or actually transitioning into an industry, or even, this is actually great advice for anyone that is listening to your podcast, one that's out there that has experienced a long gap in their career or even thinking about pivoting into a new career. I would highly suggest having a functional resume, especially if I'm assuming that the majority of your audience is, why are you smiling?
I don't know. I'm awkwardly in a live, so I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Usually it's just videos. So I'm looking at myself in the video. I'm like, what should I be doing? Just
look at me. Just look at me. Ignore the comments.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm looking at the comments and I'm laughing because of one of the comments. But okay.
Okay, we gotta edit that out. Okay, what was I saying?
Yes.
Okay, for people that have no experience, for students that will have any work experience, what you need to do is start putting whatever projects, anything that you spent your time, like as far as volunteering, extracurricular activities on your resume that's going to highlight. For example, if you are studying marketing, right, and then say that you did a couple of case studies or even volunteer or even freelance work, you're going to put that on your resume and then also include that information on your LinkedIn profile by optimizing your LinkedIn profile and market yourself. I always tell new grads or even college students, don't put like on your headline, aspiring marketing professional or aspiring marketing or social media specialist. Just claim that position, put that on your actual headline. I actually want to share. I wanted to share with my interns, and I can share her profile after this Q&A and after this live taping. But you should just market yourself for the positions that you are seeking for in your career on your LinkedIn profile, on your resume. But I highly suggest before you start applying, optimize your LinkedIn profile and optimize your resume by including those keywords that are related to the industries and positions that you want to be in. Does that make sense? Hey, Adrian. Sorry. Okay.
Someone please help.
I'm getting distracted by the comments.
It's a episode recording. That's totally fine. We can totally edit a lot of that out. That's funny. Okay. I'm enjoying it. Okay, so what I understand so far, June, I'm a student, early career grad. First, I look at the research, look for what industry I want to do, talk to people about it, do my research. After that, I prep. I do a lot of prep work, resume, cover letter, LinkedIn, all of that. Okay, let's say I have all that ready now. I know what I want. I'm already all prepared as much as I can be. What do I do next? Do I just start applying online everywhere, going to career fairs? How do I approach that?
Yeah, I would start applying, right? I would actually narrow down your focus to specific companies. This is what I tell a few of my clients, especially because I specialize in people that want to break into the tech world. So, are you looking at me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I don't know if you're looking at the comments.
I'm gonna need to hide the comments from June. She's like a squirrel.
Okay. Narrow down your focus. Okay. And then be company specific. Say if you want to get into Google, say if you want to get into Dropbox, LinkedIn. And then build your strategy. Start applying for these positions. And then for every company that you apply, I always recommend connect with as many people that you can at that company, because LinkedIn, I preach this everywhere I go. LinkedIn is like the yellow pages and the Google search engine of every dream employer that you want to be in. You have access to how many millions of professionals that are working for companies that you want to be in. It's like free access there. You just go ahead and just network, engage on content, slide into their DMs. But yeah, I always recommend for all of my clients and anyone that's trying to break into a company or position, if you want to be seen, it's going to take a lot more than applying to that company website.
Perfect. And that's what I was trying to get at. I love it. That's great. So find your focus, find your industry, get your resume and all your other stuff prepared. After that, you start applying by the websites is always like the least possibilities of getting in. The best one's usually referrals, and especially like if you know the recruiting team and things like that. So make sure you go to LinkedIn, make sure you look up people in those companies, especially alumni from your schools. So if someone went to your school, that's something that you can find in common. Anything that you have in common with the person that works at the companies that you want to work at, that can start a conversation. So you start making those relationships, and don't send your resume and tell them to get your job the first time. Like, just start a conversation, have fun with it. And also, like, just keep on trying, go to career fairs, go to conferences if you can, and just apply online and just keep on doing it. Right now with COVID, it's going to be really hard for a lot of people trying to find jobs. But the thing is, keep on trying. You will get there eventually. Anything else you would like to add, June, about job hunting in general before we go to the audience Q&A? Audience, start asking questions in the meanwhile. June, don't look at the comments. Don't look at the comments.
I thought we were talking salary. No?
That's going to be the next one.
Oh, you see what
June,
he's trying to...
you don't pay attention to me, June, when I talk to you.
You see what he's trying to do? He's trying to milk me for as many episodes for his podcast.
Yep. So I do 2 episodes. I do like 2 15-minute episodes, and I put one Monday and one on Wednesday.
Okay, well, I better get some royalties for this.
I don't get paid anything, June, so.
Okay, well, eventually when you do.
You ain't getting anything from this.
Okay, last tip. Okay, you have an optimized LinkedIn profile. You know what you're looking for. You know what companies you want to be in. Now you want to start networking, right? Quick tip. Don't make it about you, like Arnold said. Make it about whoever you're trying to network with. I hate it when I get DMs in my inbox and it's like, I want to sell you this and this and this and this. Like not even like saying like, hello, connection, building that relationship. So I always recommend engage first, listen, and then always like, especially too for college students or new grads that are trying to break into an industry. I always would leverage, like you said, look at the LinkedIn profile, see if there's commonalities, see maybe even do a specific target search in LinkedIn to see if anyone like former alumni, right? Reach out to them and then say, hey, I see that you went to UC Berkeley. I just recently graduated from UC Berkeley, and I also see that you are a project manager. That's something that I would love to do, as I think about where I want to be in my career. Would love to learn a little bit more about you and love to hear your story and your journey. People love talking about themselves, right?
Yep.
That's why I'm here, right?
That's why I'm here too. I always try to squeeze in my stories.
People love talking about themselves. People love helping each other, especially right now because we are in a global pandemic. Everyone is locked down right now. I'm in lockdown. That's why I'm on live every damn day, because I'm trying to give whatever advice and entertain people and bring value and keep people smiling and give them some kind of positivity. So I'm saying that there's always going to be someone out there that wants to help. Like me, I'm always trying to help someone that I can relate to, that I want to help myself 20 years ago. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of college students, they're just like, they're a little bit intimidated putting themselves out there. They don't know how to network. I mean, when I was in college, I wasn't taught to how to network. I just kind of learned in my own way, right? So I'm just saying to everyone in your audience, just get out there, start networking, but always when you start networking, always make it about the person that you're reaching out to. And then just kind of build, always engage, listen, and then bring what value, and then always ask for a follow-up.
I love that, June. I love that portion of ask the person about what they're doing. People love to talk about themselves. That is so true. If you do have any questions for June about job search strategies, about specifically like the strategy itself, not resume or anything like that specific, but if you have any questions, put them in the comments. In the meanwhile, I will tell my story of applying everywhere to targeting an actual position. Initially, when I was a student, the first 2 years, so I had my dream company. 3 years applying to that company, about 29 applications. The first 2 years, I did all 29 applications, and I just didn't get in. I applied to anywhere. These positions didn't even make sense. But like they weren't like a good fit for me, but I just applied. I kept on talking to people, and every year I got better and better and better. And what's cool is that the third year I applied 0 times to that company, and that's when I got my offer. So it's all about targeting. Like I targeted, okay, I want to be a systems engineer in aerospace, and this is why I should be a systems engineer in aerospace, and everything's on my resume. So it just totally changes the story. All right, let's look in. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wanted to share one more story.
Perfect.
Because I'm going to have him come to my live next year. One of my favorite Googlers that I've helped hire at Google, it took him 3 times to get into Google, right? And he actually had a non-traditional background. He's probably someone that you should interview.
Yeah, definitely.
He is a Google controller for Google's hardware. And it took him three times to actually land his position at Google because I was his recruiter. And I'm saying not because of that, but he has great experience. But what I'm saying is he was very specific about his goal. He never gave up. He kept applying, he kept networking, and he actually got into he had the opportunity to get referred because he was consistent and persevered through like the 5 years of him actually applying. And now he's like living his dream job, you know, and it's because he had that hard work and determination. So get rejected, people, keep trying. I always recommend too, because I'm a recruiter, I love working with my candidates. We talked about this too yesterday when I had my live show with Anna Morgan about what I love about LinkedIn is I love seeing all of the candidates that I've hired progress in their careers. I always recommend anyone out there, if you have that, always build that strong relationship with the recruiters that you're working with, because they won't forget you when they move on to different companies. So that's my last
definitely
tip on that.
All right. Let's just go straight into salary negotiation, I guess. Okay. So you're job hunting, you're getting an interview, everything's looking great. Man, I kind of wish I could go back and so your story about Google, I kept on thinking about it even when I started talking, because I can relate so much to it, because I went 5 times, like those 28 applications I did was 5 different times where I went to the career fair and I tried to get that job and I couldn't. But every time I got better. And even in my interview, they asked me like, why should we hire you over other people? And part of the answer was kind of like, well, because I'm going to keep on coming back. You've interviewed me 3 times already. I know I can get into it, the company. I just going to keep on coming back. So that was actually one of my answers too. All right. Salary negotiation. You're out there. Yeah, I know. You're getting, it's kind of hard with like the good story, with the comments, with being live. It's difficult. I'm going to go back to recording on Zoom. So you're a student and you're out there and you're starting to interview. And one of the questions the recruiter asks you is, how much are you expecting to get paid? Or what was your previous salary? Or things like that. What do you say when they ask you things like that?
Oh, when the recruiters ask you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, here's my secret. And Adrian, if you have any suggestions, please comment. He's a recruiter coach too. Don't give your numbers out first. Okay? Play hardball. You don't want to show all of your cards. And what you want to do before you even have that conversation with that recruiter, you need to do your market research. You need to go to LinkedIn Salaries, Glassdoor, Indeed, talk to your friends, see what they're making. I mean, I'm a millennial generation where we're very open about how much we make. And I would just do your research. Actually, that's probably because when I was working at Wish, should I have said that? I don't know. When I was working at Wish, when I was working at tech companies, the candidates working with often talked about, oh, well, I talked to so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so, and based on who I know at this company, they told me this and this and this, right, as far as compensation. So I would recommend doing your research before you even go into the interview process. Know your numbers, research on Glassdoor, and then when that recruiter asks you, what are you looking to get paid, or what is your target salary requirements, say, well, I did some of my research and talked to a few people, and I definitely know what the market pays for my experience, but would love, before I actually learn a little bit more, would love to hear more about what your company offers. What is the range? What is the range that the company's offering and the benefits?
I like that. Usually, like, I didn't get this asked too much as a student, honestly, when I was graduating, but I have heard people get asked over and over again. Honestly, if someone asked me that question, I would just say something like, I currently I'm not focusing on the salary portion yet. I'm focusing on trying to find a good fit for me and the company. I'm trying to find somewhere that's going to be a good fit, and it's going to be both the company is going to profit, like going to have benefits for me, and I'm going to benefit from the company. Once we find the fit, we can definitely talk about compensation. That would be my answer.
Yes, that's my answer too.
Perfect.
You just stole it from me. That's one of my answers though, is like, especially too if you're trying to start your career, lean in with like you want to understand the company culture first and the opportunity. Talk more about like being enthusiastic. I can't even think right now.
You're looking at the comments. That's why. You're glancing at the comments, June. I see you going like what's going on in the comment section?
I'm going to turn the comments off. I'm looking at both screens. Come on. Okay. Just bring your energy, bring your excitement. And then I always say too, usually based on my recruiting experience, it's not until about when we decide to bring the candidates on site, then we talk about salary again. You know, and then also too, when it comes to negotiating salary, I always recommend be humble, because in my past, I have worked with candidates that were just, do I want to say this?
You say whatever you want. I can edit it out later.
Okay,
if you're okay saying it on your LinkedIn Live, then you can say it.
Well, I've worked with people that came into the conversation feeling very, how do I say this?
Entitled.
Entitled. Thank you. You said it, not me.
Yeah, it's okay.
Don't do that. Do not burn bridges with recruiters. Build that relationship with recruiters, because recruiters will advocate for you. Okay? Recruiters will negotiate the salary that you want if you build that strong relationship with the recruiter. Don't burn bridges. Go in confidently, but be humble about your asking. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Because I've worked with a few candidates that were just me. I want this and this, very entitled. And you need to know that recruiters are like BFFs with the hiring managers, and they tell. I mean, that's my experience. I established strong relationships with all of my hiring managers. Whatever, often in my recent experience, the hiring managers trust my judgment, and they always ask me, how did that candidate treat you? Well, what is your opinion, June? Do you think this person would be a good fit for my team? Because you have to look at this too. Recruiters are an extension of that. I mean, I'm not your typical recruiter. I'm very hands-on with the teams that I was supporting. So they often reached out to me and say, what is your 2 cents on this candidate? Do you know what I'm saying? So I would just go into negotiation, interviewing, and look at that recruiter as someone that's going to advocate for you. Do never burn bridges. That's my biggest advice too.
Yeah, definitely. And I totally agree with June on that, because I've volunteered to be a recruiter at conferences where I'm just doing the recruiting portion, like grabbing the resumes initially. And I've also done the hiring manager role with another person. I wasn't a manager, but I was doing the same role, interviewing the people and making the decision of who gets hired. And we were using the recruiter's feedback. If the recruiter was saying like, hey, we recommend this person, take a look, like extra look. And I would take like a double, triple look to see if that's one of the persons that we wanted to interview. And then as a recruiter, I also did the same thing. If there was someone I was passionate about, I would make sure that the other group was going to interview him or her. So that's great. Yeah. I really like that advice.
Thank you.
All right. So everything went well. The interview went great. We have a job offer. Woo! Okay, so what do we do now? Like, we have a job offer. We see the salary. The salary is either okay or below what we were expecting. What do we do, June?
I would go back to that recruiter and mention that, first off, say thank you. I'm very excited about this offer. This verbal offer looks great. I'm really excited about the opportunity, and, to be part of that company would just be great for my career. However, the numbers that you presented were not on the range that I shared with you. I always say too, leverage your other interviews. Always mention that. Be transparent. I mean, I've worked with clients or even candidates that have said, should I even mention that I'm interviewing at XYZ? Yes. Do you know why? I'm asking you, do you know why?
Oh, because it makes you like, more people want you, so they want to push more and be like, oh, the other people think
Yes.
it's great too. Like the competition thinks it's great, so we need to get them first.
Yes. You are a hot commodity. You are a hot candidate. Anytime when I was recruiting, and even at Google, when I was recruiting at Google, and they're like, oh, I'm excited about this opportunity. You think like, okay, this candidate will accept this offer, right? Because it's Google, right?
Yeah.
But and when candidates say, I'm excited for the opportunity, but I'm also interviewing XYZ, I literally would just like put a knot in my, there was like this knot in my stomach, like, holy crap. Okay, I gotta put my negotiation shoes on right now and work with hiring committee to get this to get an increase in salary. So I say use your additional interviews as an advantage, and then be confident on the skills that you will bring to the company, you know, and then ask to negotiate. There's always going to be room for negotiation. Companies have a specific budget and range that they're looking for. So I mean that they have for specific positions.
Definitely. And I'll share so pretty much what June, to kind of recap, you get first, if they tell you while you're interviewing what you're expecting, you throw it, you try to not say a number, you throw it more to like focusing on the position first. If you might throw a range, what you saw on Glassdoor, mention like, or what their range is. So you might say something like that, so you don't have to answer that question specifically. If later, once you get an offer and it's low, then you're grateful, say thank you, all that. Then you either go back to your research and quote your research and say, hey, this is what people are usually getting paid in your company in this area, or like in this company with this skill set. Is there any reason why or any reason why I'm being offered less? And is there a way to make up the difference? So that's what I'm understanding. And then if you have other offers, then that's perfect leverage, or other interviews, especially if you have other offers, that is perfect leverage to throw that out there. It's like, hey, I really want to work for your company. I have this other offer that sounds more, that's a better offer, but I would rather work at your company. So let's compensate. That was my strategy when I was a student. I got about 8 offers when I was a student between my 2 last years, my internship and full-time. I had 8 offers from all the big Indianapolis engineering companies and 3 of the big aerospace companies. And I just used the offers against everyone.
There you go.
I was like, hey, this person offered me this one. This person offered me this one. I didn't do it more than once though. Like if I told someone like, hey, this is what someone else offered me, could you match that? There was one situation where it was different cities and there was a cost of living adjustment. So I did that adjustment and I say, hey, I'm seeing that cost of living adjustment. It's going to be, my standard of quality of life is just going to be much less. Is there any way to make up the difference? And out of those 8 times, 7 of them came back with more money every single time. Even for my internships, they came back and they offered me more. They offered me either what I was asking for that the other company was offering me, or almost the same. So that definitely one email can give you 10% more of your salary, which like if you put that in the stock market, like exponentially, like how much that's going to help you for your whole career, you're making a lot of money compared to what you could have made. So definitely do that. That one company that didn't give me more money, they were already offering me like 10%, 15% more than the average that the job market was like paying for that. And it was because it was a special program. So I actually ended up taking that one. So I was like, yeah, but the internships, I did take the ones that they negotiated. So that was good.
Well, see, that's why you have to ask. You never know until you actually ask, right? So
yeah, definitely.
And then I'll just be confident. Like you are worth that salary. Say it out loud. That's something I work with my clients. Say affirmations. Say, I'm gonna make this much. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna write this down. Look at it every time, that number, and it's going to happen for you. You know, and you just have to voice it, just ask for it. But then again, like reminding everyone, say thank you first, and be humble about it, and then present your findings and reiterate why you think that. And also too, especially because the majority of because I've recruited for tech companies in the Bay Area, always mention, like you said, the cost of living.
Yeah,
it's freaking expensive to live in the Bay. I mean, it is too in Seattle, you know, and you want to mention that.
Definitely. I do have one more story that I'm going to share, but in the meanwhile, if you have questions, please put them in the comments, especially about salary negotiation. That way, June, we can answer those questions. Okay, so the other story I have is I have a mentee that she got her offer for her internship. And I was like, cool. Did you negotiate already? Like, she's like, should I sign this offer? Should I wait for other internships? Like, no, first you're going to negotiate. And then she was like, negotiate? Shouldn't I just be grateful that I have an internship? I'm like, no, you're going to negotiate. So this one email and like 20-minute conversation got her $3 more on her salary. So it went from like $17 to $20 her salary, and that's like over the whole internship is like $1,500 extra dollars for like 3 months. So it's like one email and just a small conversation. She had leverage though. She did have another company that offered her, so she had two offers, but she wanted the one with the lower pay. So we just leverage. We're like, hey, we would rather work at your company, but this is what the other one's offering. Can we make up for the difference? They gave her exactly what she wanted. She's gonna be starting next week. So that's super exciting to hear that news. So after I did that, I was like, I'm a rock star. I got one of my mentees more money. So I felt like awesome. So then I went out and I started asking all mostly, to be honest, mostly my female mentees. I started asking all of them, but I started to notice a lot of my female mentees were saying that they didn't negotiate. And then I kind of thought about that too, because I was listening to Lean In. I bought Lean In for my wife. So I'm listening to this book. Gosh, I love that. Yeah, I'm listening to this book that's telling me like, 7% or something like that of the female, I can't remember the number, but like negotiate their salaries. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna have to, because like I'm feeling like a rock star because I got one of my mentees more money. And then I hear this while I'm listening to this book, which I feel like a total feminist because I was reading the book while I was taking care of my baby and cleaning the dishes all at the same time. I was like, hey, look at me. I'm like, yeah. And my wife was I think she was sleeping or doing homework or something like that because she had a rough night because the baby was awake all night. But totally relevant part of the story. But yeah, so I went back and I messaged a lot of my mentees, and I'm like, and they're like, no, we didn't negotiate. So that's kind of my number one thing of all this. Negotiate. Like, just do it. Anything else you want to add, June?
Okay. Oh my gosh. You just kind of lit what do you call it? You hit a chord with mine. Is that the same? You shook a chord right now. With young women, women in general, about asking what they're worth, right? Asking for more. Yep. And being confident about accomplishments. That's something that I work with. The majority of my clients are actually women, and it's just the social norm for women not to brag about their accomplishments, not to ask for more money, negotiate. We need to change that narrative, people, okay? Because we are worth it. We could do everything. And then also too, there was like some stats about one of the trainings or one of the webinars that I attended this year was one of my friend who's actually a former Googler, an entrepreneur now. She was actually in one of my live shows. Nicole Benson, shout out to you. She facilitated. She used to facilitate learning. And one of the webinars I attended that she hosted was called "I Am Remarkable," and there was some crazy stat about women only. So basically, women will apply for jobs if they meet at least like 90% of the qualifications.
Yep.
Men, however, will apply if they meet about 70%.
And if they think they have a potential, right?
So we need to do this mindset shift that, and that's another topic that, I could talk about in my life.
Yeah, we could do a whole other episode. All right, episode number 3 on this podcast today. What are your
comments, guys? What do you think about that? I mean, that's something that I'm definitely passionate about.
And if you think that you should negotiate or other people should negotiate, make sure you give a little like or give a heart or something to let us know.
Yes. Look at you. You're ready for LinkedIn Live, aren't you? To have your own show.
Hey, yeah. Hey, make sure you go follow me on LinkedIn to go see new LinkedIn Live.
Yeah, let me are we done? Let me tag you in this comment right here.
I'm done with the interviewing portion. I don't know if you want to answer any of the comments. I did see Adrian, you mentioned let's normalize staying at home, Arnold. I actually that was a big thing for me because I took the decision because I make more money than my wife. I don't know if that's just society or because of my degree. But for her, it was going to be more of a hit because she's a student and everything. So it's weird. She was going to get more of a hit. So I was like, you know what? We can take the hit. So I'm gonna stay home, take care of our baby. I think it was like 6 weeks for her. My baby had surgery, so I'm gonna take care of her for these 6 weeks, and you're gonna focus on your career. And I've loved every single second of it. I highly recommend it. Monday's my first day back at work, so I'm kind of happy because it's like finally talking to adults and not just taking care of a baby, because that is a lot of work. That is more work than going to work. I feel relaxing going to work, but that's a whole other topic. But yeah, Adrian, I love that.
You know what, you guys? Okay, stay-at-home moms. That's like the hardest job in the world, and they don't have enough credit.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm doing what I'm doing right now? Because I was not meant to be a stay-at-home mom. It is hard. It is so freaking hard. I mean, I am a stay-at-home mom, but I have a lot of help from my parents. It is hard. And what bugs me about it is companies need to.
I do see a question on here that was interesting. Okay. Oh, sorry, June. There's a lag there.
Okay, what's the question? You go ahead.
What about when salary is asked on the job application by LinkedIn user? I don't know who that is. Because just the research, what you research, the number. That's interesting. Yeah, I would just put the research number.
Yeah, or even like TBD. You know, they're not looking at that. That's just a thing. That's just a question at the ATS that recruiters put in the ATS. ATS is an applicant tracking system. So trust me, no one really looks at that. I mean, I really wasn't looking at that. And usually when I do see people enter that in, they will put a range or they'll put like TBD, to be discussed.
Yeah, and if they do make you say a number, I always recommend say a high number. Say if it's the average, say like the 80th percentile or something like that. Say it on the higher side. Don't go outrageous, but I would always do the higher, just because I guess I'm confident and I would just do that, or cocky, one of the two. I don't know which one, but that's what I would do.
Confident. Did you say cocky on LinkedIn?
Yeah, is that bad?
I don't know. I said it shit the other day. I think it's fine.
That's worse.
And badass.
Oh, look at there. We have Stephen Liu, one of my other favorite LinkedIn people.
I wanted him to crash, but we'll have him come next time.
Yeah. I'm all done with the episode recording, June. Do you want to keep on going, add someone in or something? Yeah. Adrian has been commenting a lot.
Hey,
Cassandra.
Adrian.
Oh, sorry.
Adrian, let's add Adrian. Adrian, do you want to join us? I'm going to put him on the spot right now.
Yeah.
Because yesterday my live didn't go as well. Well, I thought it was fine, but I was having using my camera and turned me off. And I don't know, I was in my head because it wasn't perfect. And then sweet Adrian sends me a voice message. He's like, "You did great. Just all about the energy that you bring, awesome. the content." Let me see if he wants to join.
Yeah, and that is something that I never understood until like I'm on the other side now creating content. I never understood like sending a message to someone saying like, "Hey, how great their thing was," can really inspire them that day when they're like, because you're looking to a screen. A lot of times you feel lonely. You don't like, if it's in person, it's better for me at least. But and then you get these messages saying that it was great, that it really helped them. That keeps on pushing me at least to keep going.
Yes, no, exactly. Hey, you guys, I'm also hosting. Hold on, let me do a shameless plug. I'm not going to do a shameless plug because you know why? Because I'm proud of what I built for the past few months. I don't know why I say that. This is my show. I am hosting How to Network and Be a Brand Powerhouse. Yesterday happened already, but Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Register on my website. I am going to be sharing some tips on how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, share a few of my networking strategies. I'm also thinking about doing a live training and do my whole presentation on live. Should I do that?
That's interesting. I do see we do have a volunteer. Like Steven said, "I'm making lunch now. I can't join." Adrian said, "I'm not camera ready." And then he said, "To hell with it. Let go."
Who's ready? Who's going to go?
Adrian.
Oh, okay, Adrian, I'm going to send you the StreamYard link. Hold on.
I know like the two people that I see the most commenting and like that some funny things they put on there too is Adrian and Cassandra. I don't know where Cassandra went. She disappeared, but she was putting some good stuff on there.
Let's invite Cassandra too. Cassandra, are you down or what? I've been trying to have her do a podcast, be my co-host. Hold on. Adrian.
Trying to do a podcast also now? Look at you. You're just doing it all, aren't you?
I'm trying, I'm not trying to go back to work. I just want to do this.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
Hold on. Okay, I'm sending Adrian. I sent you the link for StreamYard. Join us.
All right, Cassandra said, "Go for it, June."
Oh, it's a party! Hold on. Sandra, I'm sending you the what are we going to talk about?
I don't know. How did it go? What did you like about it? What did you didn't like?
Okay, Cassandra and Adrian.
You're the LinkedIn pro here. You've done like 6 this week. You're the one that knows what to do.
Okay, Adrian, Cassandra, I sent you a DM of the LinkedIn StreamYard Live link. Just click on that. This is going to be fun because I've never met them in person. I've never met them on virtually yet.
This is dangerous, though. What if they're crazy and they say something really crazy?
No.
Think about that.
With Cassandra, I've
so far everybody seems okay. Gonna come on, say something crazy.
I've sent voice notes to both of them. So, are you guys joining or what? We're waiting for you.
Adrian asked, "Where's the link?"
I DM'd you. Adrian, I DM'd you. There's some questions here. Do you want to ask some? You want to answer some questions? Do you see them?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, do you want to ask? Do you want to look at the comments and ask me?
Oh, I thought you were looking at them already.
No, I'm trying to get them to the live.
I didn't see too many questions. Are you looking at me? Well,
sure?
Okay, that's not a question. That was a comment. Let's see what else we have here. I had a dream working for Chevron.
Oh, you guys, I'm going to be hosting a LinkedIn Live talent show for the new year.
LinkedIn Live talent show.
Do you want to perform?
I have no talent.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have anything like cool that I would do at a talent show. Honestly,
you have to have some kind of talent.
I'm a good speaker, I guess, but no one wants to hear a speaker at a talent show.
Oh, I know. What are they? You guys are taking forever. Can you guys join us already? I gotta go pick up my daughter in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I can't find any other questions. I wrapped up my episode, June. Thank you so much for having me on your LinkedIn Live. I'm hooked now. I need to start doing this. I like this.
Okay. Let's give them 5 more minutes, and then.
All right.
Cassandra, where are you? Join. Click the link. Jeanette Edwards says, "Oh,
Dennis, you guys."
Let's practice my Spanish.
Okay.
Ready?
Steven, ¿hablas español? Steven va a entender si estamos hablando en español.
Yo entiendo poquito. ¿Por qué? Yo entiendo español poquito porque yo estudié español por 2 semestres at a local community college.
Yeah, yo crecí en Honduras, so. Well, nací en Miami, después crecí en Honduras y me regresé a los Estados para la universidad.
And I need to actually interview you because you have like an interesting story.
Yeah, June. You're missing out, June. Why haven't you interviewed me? I'm kind of disappointed here. I'm joking.
Okay, where are they?
You guys are.
And a lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually Filipino.
Maybe we should do like a comedy show instead, June. Maybe we're in the wrong area. Maybe we should do career coaching comedy stuff.
That's happening. I already told you in the DM. I'm gonna do skits next year. I've written a few skits because I did drama for 4 years.
That's cool.
In high school. Hey guys, are you joining or what? Come on. Adrian, I sent you the link.
They went to go get ready.
Cassandra putting her makeup on.
Yeah.
Is there any questions?
And we have like 5 minutes left. No, there wasn't too many.
Hold on, let's see. Oh no, Cassandra, you have to do it on your phone. Okay, that's fine. Adrian, I'm giving you another minute. I want to meet Adrian, and I've been dying to meet Cassandra. You know what? We should make a show. The ongoing show. You know, I have actually like a few collaborations going on. Me, you, and Steven, because we were like funny together. But
yeah, we
had a lot of knowledge. That's my style. Is I like to entertain by sharing value. Not sure how to go. You just click the link, Adrian. Adrian, click the link. Oh wait, he just messaged me. What? Are you sure?
Code Dang asked, "Are you guys doing this on Zoom?"
No, we're doing it on live.
I think it's called StreamYard.
Click the link. Click the StreamYard link, Adrian. Are you guys? Oh, okay, Adrian. We'll have you on next time.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I gotta go. Also, it was nice, June. Thank you so much. It was nice meeting a lot of you. Cassandra, Edion, thanks for all the comments. It was great. Thanks, Steven, for joining in.
Yeah, Adrian. Next time, Cassandra. Next time, we'll plan this better. Thank you guys. Also, too, remember register right here. buildwithjune.com. I'm still working on my website, but I'm having a webinar on Tuesday, and I'm also going to probably do a live training either Wednesday and Thursday. And then I'm taking tomorrow from lives. Taking tomorrow. I'm taking off tomorrow from doing lives. But I'm doing a live with Isabella on Monday. Okay, guys.
All right, it was nice talking to all you. Thank you.
See you guys soon. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Take care of yourselves and each other.